Good morning, everyone. Jeanette Biro here. I'm a medium and a channeler, and welcome to your Wednesday Wisdom with Spirit. Wednesdays. I am just sure loving Wednesdays. I love the tune in, and the responses from all of you are beautiful too. So for those of you that are joining me for the first time, every Wednesday I do a tune in to Spirit specifically, whether it's in the form of mediumship or channeling. I don't use cards on Wednesdays, and it gives you all an opportunity to see what mediumship looks like, for me anyway, or channeling. So I never know what it's going to be until we start. And I do have, this morning I have been feeling the presence of my guides really strongly. I was going to say I think it's more like my own counsel versus the three guides of the light, but I can't say for sure until I go in. So I'm just going to do that. If it's mediumship, the messages will come through and I will have my eyes open and I will be that interpreter, bringing in the understandings of what they're saying and sharing it with you. If it is channeling, that's where my eyes are usually closed and I am hearing it for the first time as you are. It just kind of goes more direct through me. So we'll see what it is. I'm just going to tune in and see what they have to share. Oh, that makes sense. Oh, fascinating. Okay. Whenever I can feel spirit kind of hovering around for a while, while I'm getting ready or getting my kids ready, they're usually really quick to come in because they basically have lowered their energy as far as they can to wait for me to just barely tune in. So I don't have to go up as high in my tune in and they're already there. Now, who was there, which is why it was a little like, I'm not actually sure. The Galactic Federation. That's why I was like, oh, so interesting. So there's a representative from the Galactic Federation coming through. This is going to come through in the form of mediumship. And they're saying this is a rather urgent message is what they're calling it. But I have to say the intensity that I'm feeling behind it doesn't have urgency in the way that we think of that word in our language, where it's like, hurry up, quick, attention, like, or maybe that's my own interpretation of it. This is more just, they're saying knowledge of necessity. There's a necessity in the knowledge of this. And so for those of you that don't know, the Galactic Federation is made up of many different beings that are part of our galaxy, part of the Milky Way galaxy, that really are here to help humanity evolve, because where humanity is going in the grand scheme of things has an impact on the entire galaxy. So those that are of a higher ascended frequency already are helping Earth to grow and ascend, which once humans do that, humans will be a part of that and help other civilizations to do the same. So, yeah, okay, fair. I'm just going to go in and see what the image is because they're trying to show me something in like a visual format. So just give me 1 second. This is almost, the reason why this channel is a little bit different, it's almost like I'm doing an astral travel where my consciousness is going somewhere else. Instead of them just coming here, they're wanting me to go see. So I'm just going to do that. 1 sec here. Okay. Yeah, okay. All right, so a couple different things. They're showing me the infinity symbol. So interesting because we talked about that yesterday and it came up 8:08 even on the time. Anyways, they're showing me the infinity symbol and they're saying information in and information out. There's a constant flow of information in and information out. So even the same can be said for the information that we take in, interpret, and then put out in the world, and then someone receives, interprets, and puts back in the world by their actions or their communications or thoughts and desires. They're saying there is such a flow right now of this information in the crossing point. So in a figure 8 where the two circles cross, there's a lot of crossing information, like junction point information or critical tipping point information. And a lot of that is based on things that people are intuiting, but also things that have come around before. Now, what they mean by that part is there are a lot of ancient prophecies that are really at the forefront right now of our knowledge that are also being met face to face with current information coming in. So there's kind of like a meeting of the old and the new in the two circles. And there's movement and flow between it. Now they're saying what they really want us to know within this, in this movement, in this information in and out, is prophecies, the way in which they were written within the context of that time. So they're saying with any prophecies that come forward, we need to recognize the level of consciousness at that time, or the level of relatability, the things that it would relate the concepts to, and how that differs from our time. And one example is the word apocalypse, right? Apocalypse, I think it was a Greek word that meant thinning of the veil, whereas now to us, that means absolute destruction. Right? Same word, two different meanings based on the time. Now, if we were talking about the ancient apocalypse, we would be talking about the thinning of the veils, where two worlds are getting really close and we can see through to other worlds, other levels of consciousness, and so on. And so they're saying it's really important right now to be thoughtful of the different prophecies that are coming up from the different prophets through the years, and recognize not only just the language in it, but the relatability and the ways in which it can be easily misinterpreted now. Because they're saying the root of a lot of prophecies are not actually fear-based. That's something that's really been applied in the last century. Although they're saying fear does run consistently for eons on our planet. But it runs through that lens right now. And so because a lot of these prophecies are coming up to this very, very destined change point on our planet right now, like we literally are in it, things are meant to be changing, even how it aligns with the astrology. They're saying, really be sure you're checking yourself for what resonates when you hear these old prophecies. Because again, the definitions that are whirling around there have a lot more fear than truth. And they're saying the truth will always be in the resonance. When you relate it against your own resonance, you will know it is true for you. And so the Galactic Federation is wanting to bring us through, because this affects everybody on the planet right now because of this critical change point that we're in. And so they really want to bring it forward so that we can continue to shake off layers of fear that keep us bound to the old frequency. Some people call that the matrix, right? The matrix of the reality that we live in, the 3D reality. Once we break through that and eliminate as best as we can those fear narratives, we get to step into fourth or fifth dimensional consciousness, which changes our reality because it changes it based on our ability to manifest. They're saying one more thing here. They're saying, don't fear these transitional times, but recognize them as the points in which you get to break free. Even if that pertains to some people who choose in those times to cross over. And when I say choose, or when they say choose, it's really the higher self, not always the conscious human. Those that are transitioning, dying, crossing over, are also having the opportunity to experience freedom in the most profound way. It's just one that most of us don't understand right now. So this transition point is really about freedom. So that's why they're saying don't let the prophecies deter your movement forward. And I'm wondering too if this is coming up because we're going to be seeing more of an influx of that. I know there's been a lot of that whirling around already, but I feel like there may be another round of prophecies that are really whirling around right now, and they're just saying check it for the resonance within it. There's messages underneath it. There's misinterpretations based on time and reality at that time. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I was just checking to see if there was anything else, and they're just really grateful for that ability to come through. So I hope that helps all of you. Again, on Wednesdays, I never know what it's going to be. I had no idea it was going to be the Galactic Federation. I just figured it was my council because it felt like there were many of them. but how beautiful. So I hope that helps inspire you and feel more freedom of self today. And I want to thank you all again for joining me. I appreciate it so very much. And I hope you guys are having a beautiful week. We'll see you tomorrow.